I'm back on our next segment. I'm sitting with Blair Neville, who's a principal in Firestorm company, and really a fascinating conversation I've just had with Blair. And actually, I've now invited him to be on our show at manufacturingtalkradio.com. And Blair, give our audience a short version of our 20-minute conversation.
Great, thanks. Lewis, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you and share a little bit about Firestorm. Lewis, fundamentally, we're a consulting group headquartered out of Atlanta, and our focus is in crisis management and risk management. So we work with our clients in those two areas, helping them either avoid and prepare for a crisis before it happens, hopefully before it happens, and a bit uniquely is helping them when it happens. So we have resources and talent and consultants that can help a company that actually has an issue or falls into a problem and help them through that.
So some of these crises that you're talking about are firestorm, office violence, the whole gamut?
They range from A to Z. So the traditional business that we're involved in is traditionally what people would call business continuity. Mm-hmm. So we help people plan for business recovery if they have a storm, or if they had a fire, or if they had supply chain issues. Really, it's about understanding the risk in your business, taking that risk, and finding ways to mitigate the risk. Mm-hmm. So whatever risk, and our plans run from emergency plans. Fire evacuation are the start, making sure your people are safe and being able to exit a building in a fire, through to if you had a large corporation that was in crisis, whether it's a financial crisis or whether it's a personnel crisis. Mm-hmm. As I said, unfortunately, with a lot of the violence that's happening today, that's an issue with a lot of companies. How would I deal with it? How do I plan for it and try to avoid it? And what are some of the mitigants to help me through that?
How does the manufacturing companies that you do business with deal with these issues when they're so busy with other real issues to them, and their busyness in doing their job and doing their manufacturing? Are they aware of the risks that are involved?
It's a very good question, and I'd like to say that everyone is aware and everyone is concerned, but the reality is that I think people are aware, but it's difficult to deal with it. It's difficult to take the time from your day-to-day operations. It's difficult to take the time from the things that you need to do every day to run your business, and start to think a little bit about the risks in your business. So what we try to do, and I think that people are learning though, as some of these tragedies start to become much more visible, and especially with some of the natural disasters that have happened, a lot of companies are starting to kind of realize, I need to be prepared for these things. And what I've been doing with the MEP here in New Jersey is providing a lot of training for companies to say, how do I start that process? How do I start to ingrain it? And we like to use the phrase, a culture of preparedness. Start small, start bringing in the information to your business, and help them understand and get your people to say, I'm prepared, and I'm prepared in my business.
Are a lot of your companies, the small to medium-sized companies, who are probably more vulnerable than larger corporations?
Very much. A lot of the larger accounts we have, and we have many of them, tend to have groups and people, and they have departments to do this, and we help them with some training and some testing and those sorts of things. But fundamentally, a lot of our business is really the small companies because they don't have the resources. Mm-hmm. So coming out to someone like myself or my colleagues to say, hey, can you help me with a plan? Can you help me provide training for my employees? That's where we spend a lot of time. And that's really what our first focus is to say, let's bring the awareness up so people can respond. And then the biggest problem we find is a lot of companies don't truly understand what the risks are.
I'm sure.
And that's the biggest issue.
Can you give us your URL so that our listeners can.
www.firestorm.com.
Great.
Just as it's spelled.
So let me ask you, being that we're here April 6th in New Jersey, and we didn't expect the snow to come, so do you have any solutions for that as well?
I wish I had some solution for the snow. And again, looking outside, it's still snowing out there.
Yeah, it is. I see that. Blair, thank you very much for sitting in with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I would like to get in touch with your C-suite level people and yourself and Tim Grady, who's down in Atlanta, who is my co-host. We'd love to have you and he on our show, and this is fascinating, and we'd love to help you and love to help our
I appreciate
manufacturing friends.
It's an important topic.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Take care.